This is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, retold at the pre-intermediate level, Chapter 7. Who is Abel Magwitch? Yes, my income was £500. Yes, the lawyer's name began with the letter J. But how did my convict know this? The truth suddenly came to me. Miss Havisham was not responsible for my education or my money. It was my convict. My convict was responsible. I couldn't believe it. He saw the surprise on my face, and he said, "Yes, Pip, it was me. I made you a gentleman. I promised myself that day on the marshes that I wanted to look after you. Every penny I had, I wanted you to have. Now look at you. Beautiful clothes, fine rooms, fine furniture, and all those books. I gave you all of this, and I'm so happy I did." He took my hands and he kissed them. "Did you ever think it was me, Pip? Me that made you a gentleman?" "Not for a moment," I answered truthfully. "Well, you see, it was me, and only Mr. Jaggers and I knew about it. No one else. When I was in Australia, I thought about you being a gentleman. It helped me a lot. I promised to come and see you one day, and here I am. But there's a problem. They sent me to Australia for life. If they find me, they'll kill me. So no one must know I'm here." I was even more surprised than before. This poor man, he wanted to give me all his money and his property. He was risking his life to come and see me. I couldn't believe it. I closed the curtains so that no light could be seen. I wasn't sure. Did I hear someone else on the stairs? I looked out into the corridor. Was someone going away? Herbert was in Marseille, so the convict slept in Herbert's bed. I gave him some clothes to wear for the morning. He came towards me and tried to hug me again. I said good night. I sat in my sitting room. I was shocked. Estella wasn't for me. Miss Havisham wasn't paying for my education. Saddis House wasn't the property. Saddis House wasn't for me. I was totally confused. I went to bed and tried to sleep. I thought about Miss Havisham, and I thought about the convict. Then I thought about Joe and Biddy. I felt sorry. "I know I have been mean to you both. I'm very sorry," I thought. The following morning, I thought I heard a noise of someone on the stairs again. It was still dark, but I looked out into the corridor. I couldn't see anything, but I heard the noise of someone going out of the front door. I was worried. I went back inside and saw that my convict was still sleeping. Did someone follow him here last night? When he woke up, I asked him about himself. "I don't know anything about you. I don't even know your name." "My name's Abel Magwitch. Please call me Abel." "Well, Abel, I think someone followed you here last night. I heard someone on the stairs. Did you come with someone? Did someone follow you?" "I didn't see anyone." "We must be careful. You must stay here until it's safe." Later that morning, I went to see Mr. Jaggers. Abel Magwitch was his client. Abel Magwitch was paying for my education. I felt sick. What were this man's crimes? What type of person was he? I felt ashamed of him. A few days later, Herbert came home. He was surprised to find Magwitch there. I had no choice. I told him the whole story about Abel Magwitch. Herbert promised to keep everything a secret. Herbert agreed to help me and to help Abel. We found Abel a place near to our rooms. We also decided to help Abel leave the country. He needed to go away. He was in danger in England. We bought a boat, and Herbert and I started rowing it on the river every day. We needed to be fit and strong when the time came. Over the next few days, I talked to Abel about himself and his life. I asked him about the fight on the marshes with the other convict. In prison and out of prison, in prison and out of prison, in prison and out of prison. That's my life so far. I know my name's Abel Magwitch. I don't know who my father is or was. I don't know about my mother either. My first memory is stealing potatoes in a field and a man running after me for it. If you can think of a crime, I've probably done it, except killing, that is. So that's me, and that's my life. The man on the marshes was an enemy of mine. Once I met a gentleman. His name was Compeyson. He had a good education. He was good-looking, and he behaved like a gentleman. He needed a man to help him with his work and his life. He gave me the job. Compeyson's work wasn't honest work, and he wasn't a gentleman. He had a young lady friend. He took money and presents from her, and then left her. He married someone else. He cheated people, and he forged banknotes. I didn't care. I needed a job. Then the police found out about Compeyson and his banknotes. They arrested us. Mr. Jaggers helped me. Of course, Compeyson looked like a gentleman, and I looked like a convict. Compeyson said I forged the banknotes. The judge sent him to prison for a short time, but he sent me to prison for a long time. I promised to have my revenge on Compeyson. When I escaped on the marshes, you told me that Compeyson was free. It was you, Pip. He must go back to prison, I thought. That'll be my revenge. I'll go back to prison too, but I don't care. I went to find him. Then you found us fighting in the water. He went back to prison, and they sent me to Australia for life. Again, it wasn't right. If he's alive today, he must die. Herbert and I listened to Abel Magwitch's story in silence. Then Herbert quietly passed me a piece of paper. It was Compeyson. Compeyson left Miss Havisham on her wedding day. I looked at him. I showed him that I understood. Abel stood smoking by the fire. The following day I went to Richmond to see Estella, but she wasn't there. She's gone to see Miss Havisham, said the servant. I was surprised. I always went with Estella when she went to Miss Havisham's. Why didn't she ask me this time? I decided to go to Miss Havisham's the following day and speak to Estella. Herbert agreed to look after Abel Magwitch. I promised to return as soon as possible. I took the early morning coach and arrived at the Blue Boar in time for a late breakfast. I was surprised to find the horrible Bentley Drummle there. At first, he pretended not to see me, and I pretended not to see him. Then he came over to me. "Hello, Pip, is that you? Have you just arrived?" "Oh, hello. Yes, I have. It's a horrible place, your part of the country. I don't like it at all." "Yes, I agree," I said. "People say that it's a bit like Shropshire. That's where you come from, isn't it?" The waiter came in and brought me my breakfast. "Are you going riding with the lady again today, sir? If you are, I'll prepare the horses for you." "No, the weather's too bad, but we'll have dinner together later. Make sure it's ready for us, will you?" I was sure the horrible Bentley Drummle was talking about Estella. I decided to find out. I angrily finished my breakfast and went out. In the garden, outside the Blue Boar, I thought I saw someone. It looked like Orlick. I looked again, and he was gone. I went up to Saddis' house. Estella and Miss Havisham were together in Miss Havisham's room when I arrived. They looked at me when I came in. "Hello, Pip. Why are you here?" "I went to Richmond yesterday. The servant told me you were here. I decided to follow you. I have something to say to you, too, Miss Havisham." "Go on, Pip. Tell me." "I know who Mr. Jagger's client is. I know who's giving me money. I can't tell you. It's not my secret. It's his secret. Am I right, Miss Havisham? Did you let me believe a lie? Did you let me believe that my money came from you? Did you let me believe it for all this time?" "I let you believe it," Miss Havisham replied. "Was that kind?" "Kind? Of course it wasn't kind," she replied angrily. "But I'm not kind. You know I'm not kind. Now, tell me, what else have you got to say?" I turned to Estella. "Estella, you know I love you. You say you can't love me, but I have seen Bentley Dremmel here in town. Tell me you aren't in love with him. Tell me you're not going to marry him." "I can't, Pip, because Bentley Dremmel and I are going to be married." I couldn't believe it. The look on Miss Havisham's face was one of triumph. "Estella, you can't marry him. You can't marry him. Please don't." I took her hand, and once again I cried. Then I turned to Miss Havisham. "You are a hard, mean woman. Look at us. What have you done to me and Estella? I once believed that there was good in you. Now I don't know any more." And I left. I was so unhappy that I couldn't get the coach. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I decided to walk all the way back home. It was after midnight when I got back to London. There was a message waiting for me. The man at the gate held his light so that I could read it. He told me to read it immediately. It was Wemmick's writing. "Don't go home." I took a cab to a hotel in Covent Garden. I spent the rest of the night thinking about Wemmick's message and thinking about Estella. I didn't sleep very much. I woke up at 7 the next morning and went to find Wemmick. He invited me in and offered me breakfast. I said yes. I was very hungry after my terrible night's sleep. "Good, I see you got my message," he said. "I left it for you because someone's watching you. I don't know who, but you must be careful. Also, some important news. Compeyson is in London, and he's looking for Magwitch. Both you and Magwitch are in danger, but don't worry. Herbert and I have found a new house for Magwitch near the river. We think it's a good place for him, because it's near the ships. When the time comes for him to leave England, it'll be easy to help him escape. We took him to this new house yesterday. Now here's the address. You can go there tonight after dark, but this is very important. You must visit Magwitch before you go home. If you go home first, the person watching your rooms will follow you and find Magwitch." Wemmick left and went off to Mr. Jagger's office. I was very tired, and so I slept for most of the day. At about 8 o'clock that evening, I went off to find Abel. He seemed happy and pleased to see me. "When the time comes for me to leave England, will you come with me, Pip?" "Yes," I said without thinking. There was nothing for me here now. Estella was lost to Dremmel. There was nothing to keep me in England.